On the current date, For Honor has 36 heroes in their roster, with history's greatest warriors to choose from. Who will be the hero that is waging your wars? The Faithful Knights, the Ruthless Vikings, the Honor-bound Samurai, the combat veterans of the Wulin, or the bloodthirsty Outlanders. With so many different options to pick from, and so many different playstyles to choose, who are the most picked heroes? I've collected the data of over around 125 matches and counted out every hero. During these matches, I have faced off against every unique hero at least once. Due to the amount of matches I have played, I have also started losing my sanity. Senkai? I had Senkai once. They hit me out of the 7th Soul Strike. 7th Soul Strike? Souls? Senkai? I had Senkai once. But that is not the topic of today's video. With some heroes undeniably being picked more often than others, I wanted to use this video to give you guys a visualization of the diversity and the pick rate of certain heroes. To start off, I want to state the rules that I implemented in order to get a proper evaluation of the hero pick rate. Since most of the data I have collected has been shortly after the release of Khatun, her pick rates are severely overrepresented. So, take any data I present of her with a grain of salt. Secondly, what is possibly even more important is I will not be factoring in the heroes that I picked, since me adding Sohei about 125 times to this statistic is the literal definition of forging my own narrative. I will not be factoring my hero choices into this data. With those two simple rules being addressed, let's get to the data. The top 3 most picked heroes in my matches were Orochi, Lawbringer, and in 3rd place, Highlander. Orochi was picked 43 times, Lawbringer 39 times, with Highlander being picked 30 times. The pick rate of these heroes could be attributed to their higher spot on the meta tier list, but it could also come from the simple fact that these heroes have a very high swag factor. Orochi is a katana-wielding samurai, Lawbringer is this absolute unit of a knight, and Highlander is a Viking that uses a sword that could cause major earthquakes if you just dropped it on accident. Apart from that, the faction that have been represented the most in the games I've played was the Knight faction, with 181 of the heroes I've counted being part of that faction. Surprisingly enough, even though the Vikings are winning every goddamn faction war, their representation in matches falls short to the amount of samurai I've faced. A total of 154 samurai heroes were picked in these matches, with Vikings falling short of 13 picks to beat out the Weeps. Vikings were picked 141 times, followed by the Outlanders with 115 picks. Keep in mind that the abnormally high 65 Khatuns I've counted make up almost 56% of the entire faction. The faction with by far the least picks are the Wulin, with only 79 picks. Now, let's come to the top picked heroes regarding the classifications, meaning which Vanguard, Assassin, Hybrid or Heavy hero have been picked the most. The top picked Vanguard hero is Raider, with 26 picks, followed by Warden, who has a clear lead over War Mummy, with only 15 picks. For Assassins, Orochi easily beat out everyone, except Khatun of course. After him comes Shinobi with 20 picks, and surprisingly Gladiator is in 3rd place. As already mentioned before, the top picked Hybrid is Lawbringer with 39 picks, beating out Highlander by 9. The 3rd place was a head-to-head battle between Kyoshin and the Pharaoh, with Kyoshin coming out on top by just 1 pick. Coming to the big boys. First place is contested by Yang Jung and Blackbriar, with both of them 26 picks respectively. The second place, Wallard, showing off that simplicity is oftentimes enough to prevail, with 20 people agreeing with this statement. Wallard is followed by Yomaganda. With the top picks now taken care of, let's turn to the heroes that I have seen the least. I expected seeing Velk, Nuxia and PK at the bottom. I was wrong on all three of my guesses. Fuck. The least picked hero, with only 5 people actually having picked him throughout 125 matches, was Kensei. Yeah. What really caught me off guard though was the next hero. It is somebody that feels like you face off against way more often. A poster boy of affection actually. It is Sanhu, with only 6 picks, beating out Kensei by just 1 measly point. And what really knocked the wind out of my sails was the third least picked hero. You'd expect, Sohei, Aramusha or even PK. But no. It's goddamn Ocelot, with only 7 picks. But let's go over the least picked heroes out of every class real quick. Vanguard, Kensei obviously. Assassins, Nuxia with 9 picks. Least picked hybrids goes to Ocelotl, barely beating out Velk with just 1 pick. The least used heavy hero is actually not Sohei, but it is the Chain Smoker, the lung cancer enjoyer herself, Hitokiri, with only 8 total picks. This has been, in quotations, the important part of the video. From now on till the end, I will be giving you guys some fun facts that I've noticed while noting down all of the heroes. Let's start off with something completely random. Out of every hero that can change their trait, meaning they can change their gender, Orochi was the hero that has been played as a female the most. On a mathematical level, this is false, because Orochi has generally been picked more often than others. So, using a percentage-based calculation gives us Berserker as the most played non-female base hero. The hero that has exclusively been played male, even though there was a female option, was Tiandi, with 16 people most likely considering the female voice of Tiandi to be way too damn annoying. The most played female-only hero is Khatun, of course, but after her comes a Pharaoh. Counting up all the female heroes I've faced gives me the number 211. All the male heroes come up to 453. Now to something extremely funny. The highest DC rate of any hero goes to Nuxia, with 7 out of 9 Nuxias I have faced DCing during the match, with 2 of them even dipping after the first minutes of the match. So, wrapping things up, I want to give some closing statements. A sample size of 125 matches should be enough to get a somewhat accurate estimation of the hero pick rate. One of the more surprising things of this investigation, for me at least, was the absolutely abysmal pick rate of Sanhu. I sort of expected Lawbringer to be one of the top picked heroes, but Khatun? It just doesn't feel like I find her in my matches as often as I actually do. But that is pretty much everything. This is a totally different video style that I've tried, so if you liked it, please let me know by leaving a like and a comment, so I can focus on making more videos like this one. If you have watched up until now, please consider subscribing, since my general content will stay like this. With all of my rambling finally coming to an end, I have just one more thing to say. Watch yourselves out there, okay?